Hey guys,
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Little technical difficulties this morning. That's all right.
Oh, that's okay.
It's a Wednesday.
Just,
Yeah, I thought a really good topic that we could talk about today is explaining like our ideal client. Like I know we're not like a one size fits all type of firm.
yeah.
So, and I think when people are looking for an advisor and we're looking for new clients, like I thought maybe it would be good to kind of talk through a little bit about, what would be our ideal client.
Mm.
Katie, could you start us off?
Ooh, so I feel like our ideal client is maybe even at an inflection point or struggling. And I think, it's easy to focus on the numbers behind the family, like their net worth or investable assets. And those are important factors, but really it's more characteristics and quality based of having that thinking partner alongside you to kind of help guide your financial life, right? We've talked about it offline. There's so much knowledge available everywhere. It's not really about the knowledge, though our team is super smart and excellent at that, and we will provide you great advice. But it's really about this kind of mutually beneficial relationship that we can have over time. And we're serving you, and you mesh with us. So I think it's really all about the characteristics of your family and how they fit with us. But Joe might be
Yeah, and
able
it's
to add a
funny.
little bit of color too.
Yeah, no,
It's
just real quick, you were saying that there's so much knowledge out there and there's so much information out there
Yeah.
that a lot of times I feel like it can get overwhelming, right? You're Googling, you're chat GPT and things. You're like, oh, I have like this perfect financial plan for myself. Now what? What am I going to do? How do I take it from here?
Yeah.
And you really do need to have, the relationship with an advisor who also is extremely knowledgeable that can kind of, comb through it all
Yep.
and, apply it to your individual situation. Because again, back to the one size fits all, when you're Googling things and, you're going to get kind of a general idea, but really finding that advisor that can, like I said, comb kind of through it and apply it to your situation because not everybody's the same.
Yeah.
yeah, the ideal client we're working with has reached a level of complexity where they've recognized that. And it's interesting looking at the two of you. I knew both of you in your 20s before you had kids, maybe before you were both married. I'm not sure. I think about it, but like, you get married, you have kids, you grow careers, you all of a sudden accumulate different accounts, you have all these different policies, you have, things that are happening all throughout your life, and the level of complexity just keeps increasing. And our ideal client is essentially somebody that's recognized that and has reached sort of a point of complexity where they're like, not that they're not smart or that they can't figure it out, but it's just, okay, there's this complexity in my life, and I'm looking for ways to think through it with somebody to help simplify and organize financial life so that I can focus on the things that I want to focus on as a client.
Hmm.
So that's essentially the ideal position that we're in because it's not about like, hey, we're smarter than you or we can do all these things. Like the internet is free. All this information, everything I'm going to say is readily accessible. Like you can do all of this, but do you have the time to do it? Do you have the interest to do it? Like, do you want to do it? And then do you have the expertise? Most people that we're working with, they're highly successful corporate executives or they're managing and owning closely held businesses. That's the broad majority of our client, or they're affluent families that have came through wealth through other means. And they can do it. It's not a cognitive question, but do they have the expertise? Are they going to take the time to do that and on an ongoing basis do all the things they need to do to essentially stay current on it? And is it interesting to them? There are things that I could do. Like I feel like I could figure out how to change the oil in my car. I don't have any interest in doing that. It's not of interest to me. There's smart people out there that can do it. It's just not where I want to spend my time.
Right.
But I have plenty of friends who like literally do that for fun. Like they like working on cars and they enjoy doing that.
Hmm.
So our ideal client is somebody that is missing one of those three: time, interest, or expertise on simplifying their financial life.
Yeah. I think an
Yeah.
important distinction too is we're working with you, right? I think in a lot of financial firms, what you'll find is the financial advising team will call themselves the quarterback. And I feel like we really view the clients as the quarterback, but we are heavily involved as coaches. We care about what you want. Every situation is a little bit unique. So you're reaching that level of complexity, but you need what's best for you, not just a one size fits all. And as we talk about, Julie, you mentioned go on ChatGPT, and Joe mentioned it, everything's out there that I'm going to say. You can Google ChatGPT, but it's just like a calculator, right? What prompts are you putting in and what blind spots is that giving you? And so I think what your coach does rather than, you're the quarterback, you're throwing the ball, you're throwing the pass. I've clearly worked with two men as partners for these sports analogies too long. You're the quarterback, you're throwing the pass, but your coach is saying, did you see you missed your running back? Or you threw too shallow, whatever that looks like. I'm clearly not that good. Maybe I need to work with you guys longer.
Yeah, but what you're describing is perspective,
Yes.
right? So it's my wife and I go to a financial advisor because he's not me. It's a
Right.
different perspective that you have, and you help with conversations. Another aspect of this is we like to work with the client family because the most important, well, I guess one step back, we love working with clients that care about a cause bigger than themselves. So they don't have to have children per se. Maybe they're very involved in their church or charity or school or some other organization. But ideal client is somebody who cares about something bigger than themselves. Most commonly, that's some combination of their children and their parents. So kind of up a generation, down a generation. And one thing that we've done a lot of is clients say, hey, will you talk to my child? They're 21, they just got their first job. Can you explain to them a Roth IRA? The mom says, hey, I would tell Johnny to do the Roth IRA, and like I understand how it works, but the last person Johnny's going to listen to is me, his mother, because he thinks his mother doesn't know anything. So just the perspective of being a different person talking to the son. I'm not going to say anything different than what the parents would say, but I'm just a different perspective or different outsider on that.
Mhm.
So I think the value of what we offer to that ideal client is they're looking and seeking for outside perspective to be a thinking partner with them through these decisions. And we very often help those children just kind of get on the path, right? It's not so they don't may not have complexity yet in their lives, but just get them started as a regular thing of, yes, when you have a job, one thing you do when you have a job is you regularly save money.
Yeah.
And if we can start somebody at 21 doing that, the trajectory of their financial life dramatically improves if they wait until they're 31 or 41 to have that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think just to kind of sum it all up, we're really looking for a partnership, somebody who takes their finances seriously. And it's a relationship, and we're growing alongside them, from their accumulation stage to their, spending down their assets as they get older. So we're really looking for that person. It's a back and forth, it's a relationship. And yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in learning more, definitely reach out to us. And thank you guys for your time.
Thanks,
It's
Julie.
great.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.